Now you've met Andrew Ryan, the bloody king of Rapture. Now find your way to emergency access.
And welcome back to Wrench Mostly Bioshock.
Hold on a second there. Remember what Andrew Ryan says. If you do that, the bandits win. Take your family to Fort Frolic and Arcadia. Go out.
Now here's an interesting thing you can do. You can hack most machinery. And it's just a really simple minigame where you have to uncover the tiles and connect the tubes from one end to another. And I generally don't like this minigame. I'm kind of bad at it. There's probably a solution you can already see. And I'm not doing it because I'm awful at this. So most of the time I just like to buy out the hacking or use an auto-hack device. So don't expect to see me do that a lot because, you know, it's a boring minigame. The hacking was way improved in the second game, but this isn't the second game. Now we've got a little security bot following us.
I need it now!
And fun fact, splicers will fight each other. And usually split-head splicers will win against thuggish ones. It's not too often that you'll see a thuggish splicer win out on a splicer with an actual gun. So I don't typically like the bots following me, mainly because they're a little too erratic and they tend to shoot me more than they shoot anybody else, and because they don't have friendly fire turned off, I just typically hack them, turn them off immediately, and then let them stay behind.
Security alert is in progress. Access limited for the time being.
If you want to use the emergency access, you'll be needing up to Stoyman. He's the one who runs this place. But I don't expect the hand at the end of milking humankind. Stoyman ain't that kind, and frankly, I'm not even sure he's still human. Now you've wrapped the monkey cage. Here they come!
So now we have our goal. We have to find Dr. Simon and take the pavilion key. Medical is honestly one of my favorite places, mainly because it's not too big and you can find all of the secret areas easily, but if you don't look, then you probably won't find all of them. It's a nice starting area, and it introduces you to some of the better concepts of the game. And that's a coincidence. It's also going to be a better introduction to the Wrench Mostly run.
Go and run! That's all your type is good! How dare you miss me!
And I was confused there because that's an item that we can hack a little bit later, but...
You promised me pretty, Simon! You promised me pretty! Now look at me! Look at me!
You keep an eye peeled for Steinman. The daft bastard set up shop in the surgery wing. You want to find him? Just follow the blood.
I also pick up diaries out of habit, more than anything.
Remember, all them machines will short out right from you hit them with electrovolt.
Now, turrets are interesting because when you hack them, they become friendly and they'll fire on splicers and other enemies that you tend to stir up. And also, the games get a little more complex later on. Here you see that there's a couple of tiles that will cause you to instantly lose the game if you send the flow into them. I typically like to hack pretty much every turret I see, mainly because it's a good way to set up some defenses against some of the tougher enemies that you'll see later this video. But unfortunately, these turrets don't survive long enough for them to come in handy when I fight them. Now, typically, I'm the kind of guy who ignores the arrow as long as I possibly can, and I go searching and exploring every little bit. I would just turn the arrow off completely, but then I would probably get really super lost by the time it comes to the being able to progress the story. So, you know, it's just a little give and take.
What? I'm starving you.
Don't ask me what hurt that lead head splicer down here. I have no idea why it wasn't at full health. I'm not complaining though.
One for me. I'll be better next time.
Auto hack tools are very, very nice. Basically, if there's something that's too hard for you to hack or too expensive for you to want to buy out, then you can use an auto hack tool and it'll just straight up successfully hack whatever you're trying to hack.
I'll be better next time. Please.
Alright, for this one.
And this is a nitro splicer. These guys are really tough, as you can see, because they have a ton of health. They also like to throw grenades at you. Oh no, so if you fight them for too long, they'll ignite themselves on fire and then explode. They're not nice.
Security cameras. I can hear the infernal things all around you. Ryan's eyes and ears.
Here's something interesting. Shove this corpse into the furnace. And out pops our first tonic. This is a physical tonic, and it allows you to regain a little health and Eve every time you hack something.
Come here now!
Now you may be wondering what's up with this oil slick. Well, if we come into this room,
Parasites wander the halls. We rebuild our city and the thousands and the flies spoil our home. 1,000 atoms to the man or woman who picks its wings.
Incinerate is a very nice plasma. It sets enemies on fire and does continual damage to them. And also, if you light oil slicks on fire, then that entire oil slick will light up and any splicer standing on it just slowly cooks to death.
Master lead to Ryan. Security, the splicers, the big daddies, the little sisters. He pumps some kind of chemical scent in the air. Pheromones, they call it. Makes them all dance to his tune.
Incinerate's one of my favorite plasmids, if only because it deals extra damage that you kind of need to desperately do. It's not a guaranteed last until they die sort of deal, but it's close enough.
NEMP is a battle. Report any unexplained water problem.
With genetic modifications, beauty is no longer a goal or even a virtue. It is a
Another one of those big daddies. You're gonna see I'm not that great at fighting them later this very video.
Why do we have two eyes?
There's Steinman! Oh, well.
You'll have to find some way to get through to surgery and Steinman. Chin up now. The Lord hates a quitter. I can hear that splicer sounding off like it's the 4th of July. Explosives are hard to come by down here. But if you get your hands on one of them telekinesis plasmids, you can catch the damn fireball and toss it right back in his gob. Or anything else that might be standing in your way.
If explosives are so hard to come by, how come nitro splicers are so goddamn common later in the game? Speaking of which, there's one around here, and don't ask me why, but he was half dead. Enemies who are on fire like to jump into the nearest water source to try and douse themselves. It's a nice way to set up for using the electrobolts plasmid and just instantly killing them in the water. It's pretty great. I wonder where that code for the keypad is. Fun fact, I know where it is, but then I just completely forget about it at some point. Oh yeah, and watch out for the turret. It's a thing that exists. This room's a bit creepy. It's one of the few legitimately unsettling rooms in the game. Security expert basically just reduces hacking difficulty. It's pretty good if you're doing a lot of hacking. Unfortunately, all that creepiness just led up to a thuggish splicer. I thought the code was back here. Turns out it's on the other side. The side I haven't gone over to yet. Here we go.
Are you there? The nurse doesn't like it. I do. I've got patience. No time for distractions.
A nice little stash hidden away for those who like to explore. And the machine gun we picked up earlier is a machine gun. You know how they work in other games. There's something I desperately want. Oh yeah, by the way, turrets come in rocket variety too.
What is that there?
I completely missed that displacer. What? Yeah, remember that rockets will always fire a second time, even after they're dead for a little bit, because it doesn't register that they're dead quite yet. You don't have to stun a machine in order to hack it. It just makes it so that way the machine is completely useless. Can't do anything, and then you can just run up to it and hack it. However, certain plasmids do affect the minigame in a certain way. But I'll show that off when we get to it. Wrench Jockey. This boosts your wrench damage quite a bit. We have just taken the first step to making this wrench the most powerful weapon in the game, easily. It just straight up kills thuggish splicers now, and I think lead heads only take about 2 hits. Speaking of powerful weapons, here's a shotgun I'll never use. Well, never use except in one condition. Now this area right here is supposed to be a nice segment to teach you about how powerful the shotgun is and how to properly use it. But since it's nothing but thuggish splicers, and we just picked up an item that allows us to kill thuggish splicers in one hit, why bother? Can't go in there. Ah. This window's actually open. Let's get in here and take care of that turret. Get it to stop shooting at us. Okay. Speedy Hacker. It just reduces flow rate while you're hacking. No big deal. Now we have a quick way in and out of that room. The why we won't want to go back in, I don't know. You need telekinesis in order to get that key. And these health stations are what I was looking at earlier. If you hack them, then when the enemies try to use them, it'll spew out a poisonous gas that harms them. And their purpose is there to put your mind at ease, sort of deal. You can spend money to completely heal yourself.
The moon belongs to everyone.
It's nice as an option, but most of the time I'll just end up using a medkit anyway. You can, however, destroy them and get a free medkit out of them most of the time. Telekinesis is also a really fun plasmid to use, and as soon as I get another plasmid slot, I'm going to put fire back up. But for right now, telekinesis, we need it in order to progress, and electric bolt is just way too useful to not keep around. I usually keep electro bolt with me for pretty much the entire game. Now, telekinesis lets you grab faraway things for free, and for a very minor cost allows you to toss whatever you've grabbed back.
Darling, is that you? Hang her on.
It's nice that the electricity field persists for a little while, because that allows you to set up some nice traps if you're thinking. Usually I'm not thinking. Safes usually hold much better items than you would normally find, and they're guaranteed loot area, unlike, you know, crates and whatever. I don't think the loot is randomly generated in the environment, but I'm not 100% sure. And now that we have the telekinesis plasmid, we have a much more effective way of dealing with nitro splicers. Doesn't hurt that our wrench has been upgraded either.
Parasite has his eye on Rapture. Keep your eye on the parasite.
And here's why we need the telekinesis plasmid. We need to catch a grenade and throw it at the rubble that Steinman put in our way.
I am trying to think here. I promise to do no harm. No, goddess! You'll ruin everything! Get him! Have your heartbeats tear him to bits!
Yeah, you can stay behind there, bud. I have awful aim. Ugh! Now, cameras, if they detect you for long enough, they'll end up an alarm. And alarms basically mean that little turrets are going to be flying towards you, trying to kill you for about 60 seconds, and then it's over. It's enough of a hassle that I'm going to want to stay as undetected as possible. Time to go take care of Steinman.
What can I do with this one, Aphrodite? She won't stay still! I want to make them beautiful, but they always turn out wrong! That one's too fat! This one's too tall! This one's too symmetrical! And now... what's this, goddess? An intruder! He's ugly! 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 Ugly!
Steinman is just essentially a souped-up leadhead splicer with a machine gun as opposed to a pistol. Not much more to say about him.
You alright? It was time somebody took care of that sick bastard. Make sure you get the key off Steinman and head back to emergency access. I'm working my way to the backside of Port Neptune myself. We'll get there soon enough.
Now, sometimes Steinman will try to run down here and heal himself up with the medical station over there. You can hack it in the middle of battle. In fact, you can hack anything in the middle of battle. It'll just straight up pause the battle, which brings up some hilarious images of me walking up to an item to hack, and then all the enemies just standing around waiting pleasantly for me to finish messing around with the tubing inside. But that area is actually really easy to kill him because you can just use your Electro Bolt and stun him quite a bit. And then while he's still stunned, you can just walk up to him and hit him with your wrench. Not that Steinman's too hard to begin with anyway.
Looks familiar.
Come here! Pull it a little light and surgical saving.
Sounds like another tunnel collapse. Welcome to Rapture, the world's fastest growing pilot joke. It's a little one. Here's your chance to get some Adam.
And me, and all the tasty Adam I can
Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a wee bit of Adam. Just enough to get by.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
It's okay, lad. That's not a child. Not anymore, it ain't. Dr. Tenenbaum saw to that.
Bitte do not hurt her. Have you no heart?
Aye, that's a pretty sermon coming from the ghoul who cooked up them creatures in the first place. Took fine little girls and turned them into that, didn't you? Listen to me, boyo. You won't survive without the Adam those things are carrying. Are you prepared to trade your life, the lives of my wife and child, for Tenenbaums of Frankenstein?
Here! There is another way. Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while. Somehow.
Now, we have a choice with the Little Sisters. We can either harvest them or rescue them. Harvesting them produces more Adam, but rescuing them has other benefits.
Thank you. Thank you for
The path of
helping
the
me.
righteous is not always easy, yes. The reward will become clear in time. Be patient.
Tenenbaum's playing you for a sap. Those things may look like wee little girls, but looks don't make it so. You need all the Adam you can get to survive. If you cross paths with another of them, gather garden machines. Make sure you pick up a new plasmid or two. That's if the price ain't too dear, of course.
Now, the other LP saved all of the Little Sisters. I'm not going to be saving all of them. I mentioned there's other benefits to saving them. Basically, every couple of Little Sisters that you save, you get a gift, and it has a bit of Adam in it and some other benefits. The way to get the maximum amount of Adam is to save the first 3 Little Sisters, get the present, and then harvest the rest. So I'm going to be doing that.
You're ready now. It's time to take on one of them big daddies. It won't be easy, but it's the only way to get to the Little Sisters and the Adam they carry.
Now, here's the one exception to using only the wrench. Anytime I fight a Big Daddy, I'm going to be using guns. Fighting these things with just the wrench is suicide. And frankly, I could have handled this fight a little better, too. Big Daddies are huge health tanks. They hit hard, and they are extremely fast. They're the closest things that this game comes to a boss, but since they're regular enemies, I count them more as mini-bosses. Now, the thing about Big Daddies is they don't attack you until you attack them. So, if you're just exploring around and you don't feel like you're confident enough to take one, then you can just completely leave it alone, and it'll completely leave you alone. I'm so close! Just one more shot! Now, here's the thing, if you die and you're fighting a Big Daddy, the little sister will actually try to heal it. But if you're fast enough, you can get there before it heals it too much. And conveniently, it completely forgets who you were and doesn't attack you until you attack it.
No! Mr. Bubble! Please! No! 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 Thank you, mister. Thank you.
Are you almost back to emergency access? Come through as soon as you get there. You got Ryan's eye now. You won't hear them coming, but he'll be there before you know it.
And now all we have to do is go end the emergency thing, and we'll be able to move on. And usually when you kill nitro splicers, they drop a grenade. Since grenades hurt, you don't want to be anywhere near them when they die.
Security alert deactivated. Thank you for your patience.
I don't know how you managed it, but you did. Come through to Port Neptune now. I'm looking forward to shaking your hand.
See you next time.